Think about the last time you laughed. Really, the last time. Not a comedy special, not some perfect joke, just the last laugh that came out of your mouth. There's a very good chance nobody said anything funny at all. Somebody said, "Okay, I gotta go," or "Yeah, that's so me," or "Look who it is," and you laughed. A real one. And you never once asked yourself why. So ask now. Nothing funny happened. Your body produced this loud, involuntary gasping bark, and you called it a reaction to humor, because that is the story everyone agreed to tell. But it is a lie, and you have been telling it your whole life. Here is the truth, flat, no cushion. You do not laugh because things are funny. You laugh to survive being around other people. Your laugh is not a verdict on a joke. It is a signal, older than language, older than your species, that your body fires to keep the group from turning on you. And by the end of this, you are going to hear your own laugh differently, and you will not be able to unhear it. Start with the thing you are sure about, that you laugh at jokes. A scientist decided to actually check that instead of assuming it. His team went into malls and sidewalks and bars and secretly logged over 1,000 real human laughs. And every time, they wrote down the exact sentence that came right before. You would expect punchlines, clever setups, wit. Fewer than 1 in 5 of those laughs followed anything you could even loosely call a joke. The rest came after lines like, "I'll see you later." "Are you sure?" "It was nice meeting you." "How did you do on the test?" Garbage. Conversational nothing. People were not laughing at comedy. They were laughing in the general direction of other humans, and the words barely mattered. And once you see that, the next fact hits differently. You are around 30 times more likely to laugh with other people than alone. 30 times. Sit by yourself with no phone, no screen feeding you other people, and the laughter basically stops. Not because nothing is funny when you are alone. Funny does not change. What changes is that there is nobody to signal to. Take away the audience, and the behavior evaporates, because the behavior was never about the joke. It was about the audience. It gets worse for your ego. In those 1,000 conversations, the person doing the talking laughed about 46% more than the person listening. Read that again. The one telling the story laughs more than the people hearing it. If laughter were a response to funny, the audience would laugh most. It is the opposite. Because your laugh is not applause for a joke. It is punctuation. It is the little sound you staple onto your own sentences to say, "I am friendly, I am safe, please stay with me." You are not laughing at the content. You are greasing the space between two nervous animals. Now the part that should genuinely unsettle you. You think you are in charge of this? You are not. There are two completely different laughs running on different wiring in your brain. There is the real one, the involuntary bark that escapes before you approve it. And there is the fake one, the polite ha-ha you manufacture on purpose. They are so different that a listener's brain can tell them apart automatically, and it actually works harder on the fake one, quietly running background calculations trying to figure out why you are pretending. You cannot fully fake the real thing, and you cannot summon it on command. Try it right now. Force a genuine laugh from nothing. You cannot. And when a real fit takes you in a silent room where it is humiliating, you cannot stop it either. Something you call yours does not answer to you at all. So where did this hijacked reflex come from? To find that, you leave the human world entirely, because laughter is far older than anything human. Tickle a baby, and it laughs before it can speak a single word. Tickle a chimpanzee, a gorilla, an orangutan, and you get the same breathy, panting sound. Scientists recorded those tickle sounds across the great apes and human infants, mapped them, and the map lined up with the genetic family tree. Meaning laughter is not our invention. We inherited it. The best estimate puts its common root somewhere around 10 to 16 million years back, long before words, long before humans existed to find anything funny. Your laugh predates your language by an ocean of time, and it goes deeper down the tree than apes. Tickle a young rat, and it makes rapid high chirps you cannot even hear, and the most ticklish ones chase your hand to get more. It is not a joke to the rat. Nobody is claiming the rat has a sense of humor. But that same ancient sound is sitting there, in a rodent, which tells you what this thing actually is at its root. It is not about comedy. It never was. It is about play. Watch any young mammals wrestle. They bite, they pin, they tackle. And it looks exactly like fighting, except nobody gets hurt and nobody runs. What keeps it from tipping into a real fight is a signal, a specific sound made from the huffing breath of the tumbling. That means one thing. This is not a real attack. We are still playing. Do not panic. That sound is where your laughter comes from. That is the original message buried inside every laugh you have ever made. Not, this is funny. This is safe. We are okay. I am not a threat. That is also exactly why tickling works at all, and why you cannot tickle yourself. Tickling is a fake attack. On the vulnerable parts, throat, ribs, belly, the places a real predator goes for. Laughter is your body processing a mock threat from someone you trust, and screaming safe, safe, safe while it happens. There is no threat when it is your own hand. So there is no laugh. Now scale that up to a tribe of humans who survive only by sticking together, and you get the real machinery. When you laugh with other people, your body releases its own painkillers, the endorphins, the same chemistry behind a runner's high. Researchers measured this in a blunt way. They made people laugh, then tested how much pain they could take. And after real social laughter, people could take noticeably more. The laugh itself, the physical act, doped them. And that is the point. Apes bond by grooming each other one-on-one, picking through fur for hours. And that does not scale past a small handful of individuals. Laughter let our ancestors do the same thing to a whole group at once. It is grooming at a distance. It is how a caveman told 6 people at the same time, without words, you are mine, I am yours. We are one unit. At the same moment, his brain quietly paid all of them in the currency of belonging. Which is why your laugh has a much darker job than making things fun, and you already know this one in your gut. There is laughing with, and there is laughing at. Same sound, opposite weapon. One pulls you into the circle. The other shoves someone out of it, and everyone hearing it learns where the edge of the group is. Your ancestors' lives ran on that edge. Inside the circle you eat, and you are protected. Outside it, you die. So your brain treats laughter as a life and death instrument for who is in and who is out. And that is why you do the thing you are ashamed of. You laugh at your boss's joke that was not a joke. You laugh, nervous and quick, when you feel small in a room. You laugh to smooth it over, to be let in, to not be the one standing outside the circle. That is not weakness of character. That is a 2-million-year-old animal in your chest, paying the group tax the only way it knows how, flashing the ancient signal, I am not a threat. I am one of you. Please do not cast me out. Some people feel this so intensely that other people's laughter physically frightens them, because on the oldest level of the brain, being laughed at is being marked for exclusion, and exclusion was a death sentence. So here's the turn, the thing I want you to actually walk away with. Your laugh was never a measurement of how funny something is. It never had anything to do with comedy. It is a social reflex, fired by your body before you have even judged the joke, whose entire purpose is to manage your place in the group, to bond you to the people who keep you alive, and to sort who belongs from who does not. Comedy is just the modern excuse you drape over a signal that is older than speech, older than humans, older than the idea of funny. So go back to the start. Okay, I gotta go. And you laughed. Now you know what that was. It was not humor. There was no humor. It was the last of your ancestors, still in your body, reaching out and stitching one more thread between you and another person, saying, before your conscious mind had any say, we are good, I am safe, do not leave me behind. You are not a person who laughs at what is funny. You are a herd animal that learned to speak, still flashing the oldest peace sign your species owns, thousands of times a year, at people you are terrified of losing. The funny part, the only genuinely funny part in all of this, is that you thought the joke was ever the point.